Blessed full moon in Gemini, the mutable air sign ruled by Mercury. I have not done a YouTube video yet. We have a conjunction with Mars, the planet of aggression, action, passion, our masculine energy, side by side with the moon in Gemini. So 16 degrees. It's actually hitting my south node. I have my south node in the 7th house there. So been dealing with a lot of anxiety, and I'm pretty prone to that anyway, but with all the mutable energy that's in the heavens, you could be experiencing, a little bit of scattered energy yourself. That's what mutable energy can do. Look at that. Just some fabulous, huge snowflakes coming down right now. I thought I would come on and do a very unprofessional, unplanned video on the full moon in Gemini. So it's happening at 11:58 p.m. I do believe, on the 7th or 8th, depending on where you are. So communication, community, siblings, teaching and learning, intellectual. Gemini energy rules the throat chakra, so clear communication. Watch that you do not speak out of anger, resentment, any of the low vibrations with Mars being conjunct with this moon. Today's been a whole lot lighter day than what it has been, and I'm really thankful for that. I was thinking about community as I was out and about running errands and visiting my local Amish, who I prefer, trying to get in my sites raw unpasteurized milk, because that is the milk that's actually healthier for us. And as we know, the government has demonized that to take all the beautiful nutrients out of it. They've kind of demonized that raw, back to basics type of farming. So reflection about community is important with this full moon in Gemini. Paying attention to where our intellectual conversation with ourselves goes. Paying attention to what kind of irritability or anger that you may have come up, and making sure you're not, spewing or projecting that out onto others. What else? We know that we still have the sun in Sagittarius, and that sun is shining its way over and illuminating the moon. So optimism, being optimistic, kind of shooting your sights higher, having an appreciation for the growth that you've experienced, having faith, having fucking passion like a motherfucker, because guess what? All of the structures that we're now, many of us knew the deception over the past few years, but now it's coming out in little increments, right? Communication, Gemini. Gemini energy also is, Mercury, the planet Mercury rules over Gemini and Virgo, and that is the nervous system. We've had a lot of Schumann spikes that are really different than what they have been and what we've been accustomed to integrating since about 2017-18. So kind of just going with the waves. I'm also noticing that I'm not needing to take on a bunch of the information, right? Because on the low vibration Gemini, it can be just taking in and taking in and taking in information, but not trusting your own heart, not trusting your own gut, not trusting your own intuition. So make sure that if you're feeling that scattered energy, which I've felt prior to the full moon, actually, because the full moon isn't just on the day of, right? It's a ebb and a flow, the pulling of our emotions. The moon, too, also represents the mother. The moon also represents the people. And with that Mars there, with it, we're seeing more and more of an uprising of the people against the tyrannical BS, and this is globally, right? We are in the awakening, and how we take that information in through us and become the teacher, right? Being our own teacher, learning the lessons of life, right? Too, because having that childlike mind, totally Gemini, and being open and willing to learn new things, new ideas, new ways of thinking, new ways of doing things, new perceptions. And it can get clouded with that Neptune energy, right? And if you have a lot of mutable energy in your chart, meaning planets or aspects to the mutable energy, Gemini, Virgo, Pisces, Sagittarius, you could be feeling this a lot more. Just feeling like you're starting a project and then boom, I'm buzzing over here to do something else. Reel yourself back in. I mean, don't judge it. Observe it. That's why I love astrology, and to be able to work with these energies. That's what evolutionary astrology is all about. So taking that higher road and higher perspective. I do believe Mercury moved into Capricorn, so that's kind of helping ground us into those ideas and thoughts that we may have. And I have my chore coat on. I've been outside and grounding most of the afternoon, which was very needed. Again, like I said, we've had a lot of spikes in the Schumann resonance, so the sun is definitely very active. It's coming into our atmosphere. It's shifting and changing us. Many of us are feeling upgrades and shifts to our nervous system and have been for some time. So making sure that you're doing mindfulness, meditation, breathing. Breathing is coming up a lot because a lot of us are in this, the Mars energy often of do, physically productive. So just a reminder to everybody to breathe, to stop throughout the day and just breathe. Breathe deep into your belly. Again, speak clearly, speak your truth. That is the Mercury ruling the throat chakra, is being able to clearly communicate what you need to express to somebody else. And again, with that Mars there, are you doing it because it needs to be said? Are you utilizing the high aspect of Mars of assertiveness, of, no, this is what needs to be said and I'm going to say it, line in the sand, I've been having this come up a lot of love like no other, but take no shit. And it's time to have all the light workers and way showers and star seeds and old souls, whatever label we want to put on it, the ones that are awakened, to not be doormats, to not be codependent, to not be scattered in our thoughts, to have the shoulders rolled back and know who we are. Because honestly, the collective's going to need that. The more and more information, that's another thing with Mercury ruled signs, information comes out that many of us have known over the last couple of years, reiterating. We're going to have to be able to hold ourselves strong and sure of ourselves and speak clearly and truthfully for the truth and the knowing that we know, right? And the knowledge. Knowledge comes through life experiences. Knowledge don't come through just a book. Knowledge comes from integrating and feeling into the things that we've been through, right? Youth coming up with the Gemini energy. Also, it is the Lover's card in the Tarot. Gemini energy is also known to be the dualistic. So on the lower vibration, it can be two-faced. I'm not good with that type of energy at all. I love straight shooters. I love people who can say what they mean. Don't beat around the fucking bush, right? So yeah, how is this Gemini energy integrating within you? What thoughts have you been having? There's been a few days there where there was a few rough patches for me personally with the nervous system, for sure. Again, I've had that energy being a Virgo for quite some time, but sometimes there's days where it's just a little bit heavier than others, right? So take good care of yourself. Blessed full moon in Gemini. This was totally random. I was going to actually come on and do the Sabian symbol and pull up the chart, but felt in the moment, felt spontaneous, like my Sagittarius rising sign that I am. Kind of learning to be able to step out of my comfort zone and just speak from my heart, share through my throat chakra, whatever I'm inspired to share. And one final thought, and being grateful for the Mercury moving into Capricorn, because it can just anchor us in a little bit, right? It moved out of Sagittarius, that fire mutable energy, and it's now in cardinal energy. Cardinal is initiating. So maybe a new thought, a new idea, a new mindset for you. Have a very blessed full moon in Gemini. Again, don't get into arguments with others because not everybody's at the same vibration as you are or I am. Don't sweat the small shit. My girlfriend posted something today by Jordan Peterson, and it brought up the, not casting your pearls in front of the swine. It's one of my favorite Bible verses. In other words, speak to and with others that actually want to listen and want to hear what you have to say. And don't waste your fucking time trying to speak to people who will not see or hear you. That is my message for this full moon in Gemini. Much love to you guys. Get out and look at it if you're going to be able to see it. It's been beautiful building up, but now that I'm getting snow here tonight in my neck of the woods, probably not going to see it unless it clears up. But anyway, we feel it. So again, a reminder that it is a full moon in Gemini, air energy, a lot of intellect could be going on. So another air sign, breathe deep, again, reminder. And it'd be a great time to drink some garlic tea, some turmeric tea, some cloves in your coffee to help kill off any parasites, because we all have them. And take care of your body, take care of your mind. Sending so much love to you guys. Until the next time, shalom, shalom.